Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Eat, Smoke, Drink, a Springbank edition. Shit. So, as promised, I'm back with more Springbank. Not bank with more Springbank. I am back with more Springbank. Okay, I'm going to do another Springbank Society bottling. This time it is actual Springbank bottling. Okay. You can see the Spartan bottle, Spartan label. This one here is fresh sherry butt. God damn, I love a fresh butt with whiskey in it. Woo! This is 8 years old. This is 57.2% at 594 bottles. So I would say this is probably one butt, because one butt can do about 600 bottles, I think. So this is probably from a single barrel. So look, it's not every day. It's not every day you get to try Springbank, especially now with the secondary pricing all stupid like. But when you have the chance to get a society bottling, don't even ask if, is it good? Shut up, just shut up, just hit buy, okay? Hit buy. Because worst case, it's a collector's item. Best case, you drink the shit out of it and you enjoy it. Okay? Whiskey Society and Springbank Society, they're no longer taking members, I think, because, I mean, there's just too many people. If they do, they're going to have 1 billion people joining it, and then they're going to have, you know, it's just stupid. It doesn't work. So I think they've stopped it. So whatever members are now, I think they're still getting offered it. But generally speaking, I don't know. I don't actually know what's happening now. But all I know is finding these bottles out there in the wild is like pulling hen's teeth. Finding these bottles in the wild is as hard as seeing the Epstein list. That's how fucking hard it is, okay? So anyway, let's get sniffing and let's get sucking this butt plug glass. So this here, the color is I haven't had much water today after exercising color. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna nose it. Straight away from the nose, I can smell the fresh sherry butt, prominent as hell. It is strong, it is ballsy, it's confronting. Now, I wanna know what sherry it is. Look, I'm guessing it is Oloroso, but it could just be a standard sherry or an unnamed sherry, who knows? But I'm thinking it's Oloroso, but it's hard to know. But you immediately get fungal, fusty notes, light smoke, light peat, black pepper, candied ginger. It's a little funky, but it's probably from the sherry cask. Metallic. It's got a metallic note to it, like rust. Okay, like rust. Whew, fucking hell. It smells very meaty, like I'm cutting a steak, very irony. Do you know when you buy yourself a vacuum-packed aged rump or aged sirloin and you take it out, is it blood? I'm getting that irony, metallicness of that blood. I don't know where that's from. Maybe someone dropped a fucking rusty nail in there. Hints of mushroom, hints of white button mushroom. Delicious. Orange marmalade, orange peel, orange oil. You know when you peel oil and the residue in your hands, you know? Delicious smell. But surprisingly, not so Springbanky, which is weird, right? I know that Springbank 15, you've got that Springbank note. This doesn't have that. Let's get sipping. So by the way, I'm using the butt plug glass as always, okay? The butt plug glass is not my normal drinking glass, but when I'm drinking something super premium, if I'm at a super premium tasting, I will always use the butt plug glass because it does give for a much better nosing ability, okay? Whew. Wow. Bittersweet, definitely sherry. Hello, sherry. Bittersweet, more bitter. Orange pith, orange marmalade, black pepper, spice hint in the background, cloves, aniseed, almost like a mulled wine. Cinnamon, nutmeg, Christmas cake kind of shit going on. But that sherry is surprisingly fresh. The sherry is very, very fresh. Literally, I'm not trying to take the piss. Fresh sherry, but that sherry is fresh as fuck in there, right? Like, it's almost like if you didn't know it was a whiskey and you're not a whiskey drinker, you could mistake it as something with sherry in it straight away. Like, you can't mistake the sherry. Powerful sherry flavors. Burnt cereal, burnt orange, orange bitters. You know what? It's going to sound weird, right? Juniper berries. Some juniper berries in there. You know when you're making yourself a roast braised pork hock, German style, and you put some caraway seed and you put some juniper berries, like that smell coming through the back. It's very fumy, but surprisingly palatable. There's a slight hint of rubbery peat on the back palate, which is unusual for a Springbank because most Springbanks that I've had are not peaty like that, but this does, like an Islay-esque peat, which is unusual for me. Definitely smoke, bonfire, just burning hardwood, you know. I can't describe it. There's a greenness to it. Almost like burning pine needles at a distance, you know, smoldering pine needles. Slight herbal note like sage, absinthe. Very complex, very involved. My palate is coated with it, and every single sip, this motherfucker develops more. I mean, it's so far, I'm still salivating from the flavor profile. It's actually crazy. Wow. So let me conclude this by saying, you think you know Springbank. You think you like Springbank. And someone throws you a left field Springbank and you go, do I like it? I mean, the only way I could describe it is this, right? You know, you're a macho guy, you're an alpha male, you know, you're an alpha male and you're like, yeah, I love hot bitches, man, you know, and you're like all fucking chauvinistic and shit. And then you meet a woman and you go, wow, she's hot. And you found out that she was a man at one stage. And you're like, fuck, now I'm confused. What am I tasting here? It's like that. It's like that. You don't know, you know, and you're an alpha male, you know, you love Springbank. You think you know Springbank bottlings. And then someone throws you a bone, no pun intended, and then left field, and then you go, shit, do I know Springbank? Maybe not. This is that. You think you know Springbank, but you try this and you just go, wow, this is what a Springbank could be. Okay, maybe it's a bad analogy. This is my third review of the day. Shit. So, you know, maybe I'm a little bit loose, you know what I mean? But you think you know Springbank. This is why I encourage, look, I believe drink less, drink the best. And I wouldn't say this is the best, but when you're in the Epicurean journey, it never ends, and you reach a fork on the road, one of them actually just goes back round and round of the same journey that you're in already. The other one keeps going into the wilderness, and it never stops, and you don't know where it's going to end. You could get ruined in that path. But the Epicurean journey is up to you. Do you keep going, or do you just go around in circle and stay where you are? No judging. No judging. If you want to stay where you are, fine. But if you want to keep going, then this is the kind of shit you have to seek out, because you're like, wow, that's a single barrel, essentially a single barrel Springbank released by Springbank, and just opens your eyes. You're like, maybe there's something else out there. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? That is fantastic. Until next time, make sure you eat, smoke, drink. That is a great whiskey, great dram. Fantastic. Cheers.